If you're not familiar with Japanese, you might not realize the hidden significance between the characters' names in From Me to You or Kimi ni Todoke. But in Japanese, names often carry deeper meanings that go beyond being simple labels, and this is especially true for the main characters in this series. Once you understand the layers behind these names, you can gain a much richer understanding of the characters and the story itself. In Kimi ni Todoke, the names of Sawako and Kazehaya aren't just randomly chosen. They are actually deeply tied to their personalities, their roles in the story, and even their connection to one another. This attention to detail naming helps create a deeper bond between the viewer and the characters, adding subtle meaning to how we see them develop. Alright, well let's start with the heroine, Kuronuma Sawako. Sawako's family name Kuronuma can be broken down into two Japanese characters, Kuro, which means black, and Numa, which means swamp. So her surname literally translates to black swamp, a pretty dark image, right? This imagery perfectly mirrors how her classmates initially see her, as gloomy, spooky, and even cursed. Her shy, introverted nature combined with her appearance led her peers to believe she was a dark, almost ghost-like figure. This is why many of them even started calling her Sadako, after the famous ghost from the Japanese horror movie Ring, who creeps out of a well to curse people. It's interesting to see how much her family name ties into this early misconception about her. Her classmates judged her from the outside, just like they might judge a murky swamp without realizing what lies beneath. But this name only represents the surface level of Sawako. On the other hand, her given name, Sawako, carries a completely different tone. The kanji for sawa means refreshing or pleasant, which is much closer to who Sawako really is once people get to know her. She's not dark or cursed at all. She's sweet, gentle, and kind-hearted. Her journey in the story is about clearing away the fog of misunderstandings, showing her true colors, and forming genuine connection with others. So in a way, her name encapsulates her entire character arc. She starts out as the black swamp, misunderstood and feared, but eventually reveals her true self, which is refreshing and pure. Now let's take a look at the male lead, Shota Kazehaya, who plays a huge role in helping Sawako break out of her shell. Kazehaya is another name that's rich with meaning. The kanji for kaze means wind, and haya means quick or fast. Together, they create the image of a swift breeze, which is a perfect metaphor for Kazehaya's character. He's warm, bright, and always cheerful, someone who brings a sense of lightness and calm to everyone around him. In fact, Sawako herself repeatedly describes him as a breath of fresh air, which shows how fitting his name is for his role in the story. He's the person who sweeps into Sawako's life, breaks through her isolation, and helps her connect with others. If you break down the full name further, the character for Sho means to fly, reinforcing this idea of freedom and lightness, while Ta means thick or big. It's common for Japanese boys' names to end with Ta, and while this part doesn't add too much specific meaning to his personality, it does add a solid, grounded feel to his name.